Hello and welcome to episode 20 of my Rising World tutorial Let's Play series. This episode will be on making a loom and then a spinning wheel and showing you how you use them and what materials can be used with them. Well, at least one of the materials. I don't have any hemp fibre. I did in the first episode, but a tiger took it away from me by killing me, and so I lost that corpse. Anyway, for this episode I wanted to just quickly begin it by quickly going back over the smoker because, oh blast, I burnt my ribs. Never mind. These things cook quickly, the grills, cooking grill. The chicken's taking all day to cook. Bleeding rib, and that's a shame because that's a big waste. But anyway, just to show you how to use the smoker correctly. My apologies that I didn't in the last episode. Notice there is no smoke coming off of this. Cunning A, as it's called a smoker. So surely there should be smoke. And secondly, surely the lid should be shut in order for a device like this. I don't know, I'm quite incompetent, so it's a good job that I noticed this. So what we have to do, to cut long story short, do the F key on it, close the lid, do the F key on it again, and turn it on. Out of these three items, the smoker has to be turned on. So when you turn it on by left clicking on it, you use the mouse wheel to scroll between, left click, that's turned on. How do we know it's on? Look at the chimney, see the smoke coming out? Hence why it's called a smoker. And of course, as anyone knows who has a smoker, not that I have a smoker, but I am a smoker in real life, so that's I guess how I knew, you've got to close the lid. And then it'll just, but how are you supposed to know if it's cooked or not? I don't know, I guess you open it up every now and again and have a look like that. See, that's not cooked, so we'll shut the lid. It's all probably going to burn, but never mind. Such is my life. That's just how my cooking goes. When it's been carbonised, it's ready to eat. Right, on with what this episode is supposed to be about. Let's make ourselves a loom and a spinning wheel. This is to be done on your crafting bench, and we're going to need lots of lumber, so let's create some. And let's create 50. Ah, right, while I just thought of it. Over here, when I did this one rack, it took about 50 fuel. I've noticed doing 2 racks is taken nearly 70 fuel. So I just wanted to mention that to you. It might change, the game's still in alpha, remember, but as it stands, if you're doing 1 rack, about 50 fuel, 2 racks, nearly 70 fuel. I think it was 68 fuel it used in the end. Anyway, so there we are, there's that. Now let's make ourselves a loom. It's under crafting stations on your workbench. There's the loom. A loom used to weave cloth, so let's create that. Needs 16 lumber. Next, let's make a spinning wheel. A spinning wheel used for spinning thread or yarn from wool or fibres. Let's craft that. Okay, now before I forget, thank you to Llewellyn for mentioning about that lever I made ages ago and didn't actually show you what it was for. So let's show you what you can do, one of the things you can do with leather. Remember, the game's in early alpha, so no doubt there'll be loads more things eventually, but as it stands, for leather, what I can find is a very useful item that you can make yourselves. I know I'm going a bit off track here, but I wanted to answer this with leather before I forget. So with leather, if you go to utilities, in there you will find a water skin, which can hold water for you for when you go off exploring on long trips. It might be that you can't find water. Well, this might save your life. It uses 2 leather. Let's create one. Okay, so we now have a water skin. What we do, put that on the hotbar, go over to the water source and right click. You filled the water bottle. So you keep the right mouse button pressed and it will fill up your water skin. Now I can keep that in my pocket. See, it's got the green bar besides it. As you drink, well, let's show you in fact. So let's take a drink. There you go, I just drank. Now you see the bar went down a bit. So I think you get about 5 or 6 drinks out of this. Let's fill it back up. And then I can just put it in my pocket somewhere out the way. You keep that for emergencies, unless of course you're not by a water source, but then the game's going to be very difficult if you're not, because you have to keep finding water. Okay, we're going to start with the spinning wheel, because it's logical that we first pick the cotton and then use it. Also though, I think I've already got some. Let's just do a load, because we're going to need it for what I'm going to show you. So we're going to grab all the cotton. Like so. Cotton and wool. Remember, we get wool off the sheep. Cotton we get off our cotton plants. So where am I going to stick these, I wonder? Let's put this near the cotton where it's going to be used. Okay, so what about just there? Yeah, let's put it there. So right click, all place. Okay, so now to use the spinning wheel, what you must do, put your material that you want to use, either cotton, hemp or wool, onto your hotbar, select it, move it over this spinning bit, you see it, the cursor changes to a spinning wheel, and right click, and away we go. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Is that not cool? So you keep spinning it, eventually it turns, so you right click the right mouse button to spin the wall on, and you, oh it's too light, let's turn the light off. You see it turns to a hand icon, so let's do this, let's do loads. So F key will take it off, right click again and it'll start spinning more. Now we're going to need lots, so I'm going to need to do them, I'm afraid. It's easy to do this, and it's fun to do this, and it's all good. I can't remember exactly how many I need, but to be on the safe side I'll just do loads. Because this is going to be the last episode for now, I'm going to put the series on hold and give the developers time to add more content. I did want to show you a dungeon, but I can't find a dungeon, and I think I'd prefer to wait for the dungeons to be populated with monsters, because they're all empty dungeons at the moment, and it feels a bit like I'm cheating if we go into a dungeon without there being any danger. So I'm going to pause the series after this episode until there's more content, just like I've done with Astroneer and what was the other game? Oh, Subsistence. When them games get more content added to them, then I'll start making more episodes on them. So because this is the last episode, I'll make this one longer than the normal 15 minutes. I'll show you everything that I can fit into this episode. Anything I've not covered yet. So you can see you are going to need to spend a bit of time making thread reels. I'm just thinking about leather. I imagine in the future armour will be introduced to the game, so you can just bet that there's going to be leather armour, so that'll be another use for leather. At the moment I think the only thing I could see was that canteen, the leather skin to make water skin. Okay, that's enough threads for now. Let's now make a... Did I make a loom? Yeah, I did. Cool. Right, let's use the loom, shall we? So, I'll put the loom here besides that. The thing is, I can't remember what way it's supposed to face. It all looks the same to me. I think it must face this way. So, remember you can use the numpad keys 4 or 6 to rotate. Right click, placing it. Okay, now if we go up to it and press the F key, we'll see what we can make. So we can, under resources, we can make cloth, which is what we need to do. I can make 22 cloth. If we click the drop down arrow, here we go, we can make we've got a heading for camping, and in there we can make a tent. We need 16 cloth. Perfect. Why would you want a tent? I'll tell you why. Because when you go off wandering and you lose your base, you can use the tent to sleep through the nights and also act as your spawn point. So very, very useful. Anyway, let's make 22 cloth, because cloth does have another use. So let's make ourselves a tent. Let's place down the tent and show you the tent. Of course, there's going to be loads more stuff added to this, no doubt, in the future, and I can't wait, because what's here at the moment is just so much fun to play with, and you just know when they add more stuff, it's just going to get even better, just like them other games still in alpha. Okay, so let's rotate the tent around, place it down here just so you can see. Okay, now with the tent, it also can act as storage. You see, when you press the F key on it, you can either sleep through the night or you can left click on gear, and that gives you 24 storage slots. So you can store stuff in your tent when you're out exploring. Although, you know what, it's only 16 lumber to make one of them medium sized crates, so you got a choice. You can either use your tent or the crate. Okay, so let's go and have a look. What else can we use cloth for? Well, I think it's something we can actually do from our pocket. So if we go to crafting, and if we go to medicinal or medical, we can create bandages. How cool is that? So when you fight a creature, sometimes the creatures will hit you so you start bleeding. You have to use a bandage to stop the bleeding. So you don't want a bleeding die, so make sure you use a bleeding bandage on it. Okay, so let's max that up and craft. And there you go, there's all our cloth used. We could also make a leg splint. An improvised leg splint can be used to support the cure of a bone fracture. I've not actually jumped off anything high yet to experiment with that. What I did want to do was end this episode by testing out the dynamite. I was going to hold it in my hand and see what happened. So, do I have any dynamite? I think I lost it when that bleeding tiger killed me, which is a shame, because I did want to show that. Yeah, I don't think I've got any dynamite anymore. That would have been interesting to see what happened with that. But I think I've lost the dynamite. Yeah, I've got plenty of hides. Oh, look at that. I was making iron rods and iron plates and I had some. Let's see if I've got this dynamite. I've got chests all over the place now. Let's talk about a mess. I must be the only one who can have a complete mess and even have a load of chests. Oh, we have got some dynamite. Right. Should we try some dynamite? Okay, now I think it's probably a good idea if I put all my stuff... let's put it in this chest. Just to be on the safe side. I don't want to have to make a load of iron again. Oh, them ribs are burned. Let's show you what happens if you eat burned ribs. Okay, whenever you die, you respawn with your pickaxe and axe. Okay, whenever you die, you get them two back. So, just bear that in mind. You'll end up having loads of them if you die lots, like I'm about to. Okay, so let's show you then. So if you eat the burnt meats, what they will do is totally and utterly dehydrate you. Watch what happens in the bottom right of the screen to my dehydration, the water bottle. When I'm not going to eat dynamite, so let's find the ribs. So these ribs are burnt. Watch what happens to my hydration. See that? It put my food up nicely, but I took a huge hit on hydration. So make sure you can still eat the carbonised food, the burnt food, but just make sure you're near water to keep drinking to fill it back up. And you see that's done my food and my water. Okay, there's the timer. Now, have I got time to show you anything else? Let's quickly run through what this episode was all about. Was just showing you how lovely this one Rising World is, and all of everything that you can do in it. So as you can see, you've got resources, your lumber sticks, lights. You've got all these different types of lights that you can make, and flares was recently added, I believe. You've got your tools, which I've gone through all except the rolling pin. You know what, I'm not going to use that to fight with. I guess I could do. Maybe that'll be the next episode in the future when I start up this series again. But I'm presuming that we're going to be able to get wheat soon and use wheat in the grinding stone to turn it into dough. And then we can use the rolling pin. So for now though, I've skipped that by that. Okay, forgive me for that. Okay, moving on, we got, so I haven't made a clock yet, or a compass, or a metal bucket, or a canteen. They all require, I suppose I could have made a canteen. Shall I make a canteen? Yeah, let's make a canteen. And let's make a metal bucket as well, why not? So I'm going to need 5 iron plates. I did say this was going to be a long episode, didn't I? As it is the last one for now. So where's my iron plates? Iron rods. I'm definitely going to have to do some more mining. And I'll take them out just in case. So let's make 5 iron plates. It'll help if I use the anvil. Okay, let's go back to the workbench, and was it utilities? Yeah. Okay, metal bucket, bang. Canteen, bang. Okay, water skin I've demonstrated already. With the compass, you need to place a bed down. It doesn't work with the tent or this. Oh, what for goodness sake is that called? I can't remember what that's called. Anyway, you need a bed placed down, I believe, for the compass to show a slash on it. Because when I sleep in this, and I made a compass, I didn't see anything. So, anyway, I'll show that in the future, and the clock. We'll get to them. For now, let's use this bucket and this canteen. So, first of all, the bucket. We go to a water source, right click. You fill it up. Doesn't that look cool? We can see water in there. Next, let's fill the canteen up. Does it fit more water than the water skin? Let's try by having a drink. Oh, no, I didn't mean to fill it up again. I meant to drink. Alright, so I've drunk some water. How much did it go down? It looks like it's exactly the same as the water skin. So I'd say save your iron, use your hides, because that's all you can do with leather for now. So don't waste your metal, just use your hides. And I believe the bucket, we can drink out of it as well. Oh no, you can't. So what are you supposed to do with a bucket? Oh, you can use the bucket to just tip a load of water on the floor. Look at that, I can make my own swimming pool. Doesn't that look weird, the way the ground's going? Oh look, can you hear me splashing about in the water? Okay, so yeah, bucket's great for moving water to your settlement. I wonder if it works the same dynamics as Minecraft, where if you put in so much water it will just keep replenishing itself. Is there a hole around I can experiment with? No, I don't suppose there is. Oh yeah, look at that. See the water's going, oh, it's going up in the air now. Let's put a bit more down. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, it's a weird mechanic with the water. It's sort of like a blancmange or something. It's just like up there and it looks all wobbly. Can I pick it back up? No. So the good news is it looks like you get a permanent water source, because I can just keep now. Oops. Oh no, I'm messing this up. I better stop. Where's the dynamite? Okay, so how do we use dynamite? Let's find out. Make a nice ending to the episode, I think. Okay, so here we have a nice stick of dynamite. Do I need to light it, or can I just simply... No, I'm going to need to light it, I imagine. Does it tell us anything if we hover over it? No, it just tells us dynamite. What about if I go to the campfire? Can I light it there? Oh, it looks like it's split off. What on earth? Yeah, so I've put one down. Ah, so what you have to do is place it down and then light it. But I don't want to blow my campfire up. I don't think you can pick it back up. To pick up is the F key. Oops. Oh yeah, it's fizzing. Let's see what happens if dynamite goes off. Oh, okay, let's try respawning. Oh, look at that, it's put a crater into my... Oh, where's my campfire gone? Oh, look at that, there's my body and there's my head. It blew my head right off. Now that has got to be a cool dynamic of the game, hasn't it? It's placed my body in the crater. I don't know where the other campfire's gone. Is that chicken cooked yet? Seriously, come on, that chicken must have well cooked. What about this? Is this all carbonised? Oh, it's all carbonised. Yeah, look at that, the whole lot of it. So, this ain't going too well. I don't like the smoker, unless of course I could have cooked it with the lid open. I bet I could have. I bet I was a right twit shutting the lid. Ugh. I should have just put the meat on there without using that. I'm still going to eat all this. I'm not going to waste it. Let's get my body back, my stuff, because my head's going to go soon. Yeah. So at least you know what dynamite does now. Just don't use it near your campfire like I did. But we got our stuff back. Yes, your body does disappear eventually, so make sure you loot everything off of it. I'm going to have to fill that hole in now. At least I didn't lose the other campfire. That chicken's definitely not cooking. Anyway, so there we go. I've had a real bit of fun in this series with Rising World. Oh, is that water spreading? No. Is it? Oh no, I must have dropped an extra bit. So yeah, I've had fun recording this series. I'm going to wait now for more content to be added to the game Rising World. Once more content is in game, then I will continue the series and we'll take a look at some of the new wonderful stuff that we can do within the game. Like for example, when the dungeons get populated with monsters, then we can take a look at how the dungeons work and do some exploring in them. For now, I shall end this episode and series and continue it in the future. Hopefully when that chicken is cooked, which by looking at this now, it's going to take a long time. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.